you guys, welcome back to my channel. So I actually have two videos coming out, but I realized there wasn't really much of like an intro or anything like that, but I'm gonna get them out to you guys. I think there's like 3 videos that's gonna be out. For those of you, I have to put together a client's plan, so I'm like, if I keep waiting for when I have free time to do this, you guys will never get a piece of content. The video that I'm going to be sharing with y'all is a condo that I shared, I believe, like 2 months ago. And so I have about a week left. It's been really hard trying to find someone to be consistent on a team in terms of like helping me to go out to finish like little small tweaks and stuff. So the TVs were installed last week, and the client had someone in there for a little bit, so I have to kind of go in and kind of tweak some of the stuff in the space that was messed up before I turn over the keys to them. And then there's like 2 other things that I have to share, but I'm gonna go ahead and start that out so you guys can see that. I'm working on trying to be a little bit more consistent when it comes to YouTube. It's just been a little hard, I'm not gonna lie. And the reason why I say it's been a little hard, just trying to keep up with everything together. But what I have been trying to do, if anything, is to carry my camera around. I'm very careless in terms of like remembering to take things out my car. Plus, I'm in Atlanta. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have to worry about people like stealing my car, stealing my stuff out my car when I was in Savannah. Now it's something that really freaks me out being here in Atlanta, because my car got broken into, and I just don't want to know. I ain't got time to try to replace my camera. So I have not been leaving my house with my camera, especially when I know like I have a really busy long day, because then I have a tendency to 50-50 if I'm going to park inside or out of my garage. It just really depends on how I'm feeling, and I just don't want to worry about coming and not having my stuff in the car. Well, anyway, this was the intro. I tried to have my hair and my makeup done, y'all, but let me just be honest. If I was going to wait for that, it was going to be a minute also, because the days that I do sit down and do my hair and my makeup, those are really like my what do you call that? My batch days. And sometimes I just don't get an opportunity to do the intros and outros. It's different. I will say this. It is very different. But I am going to go ahead and let the video run. Like I said, I'll be doing some voiceover and talk through. That way you guys get a little bit of clarity of what's going on. But at least you guys will get to see the space. I'm really happy how it's coming together. I wanted to do a little bit more, but I also had to focus on getting good, great quality furniture because of how the condo is set up, not being able to really clean the furniture if something messes up. So we paid for leather and all of that, but you guys will get to see all of that once the video starts to play. You'll see the space. But all right, you guys, so I am now inside of the condo, and what I'm going to be doing is adding a feature wall. And so I have been working with Claire's for the past couple of months, and I will be bringing it up again. And I love their paint, you guys. They're Black owned. Like I said, I'll do a separate video, but if you haven't tried them out, please try them out, because they are just so great. Application, coat, you name it. So I actually ended up doing Babe's Family's Home, which will be coming up after this. The color payoff itself was so good that I was like, you know what? I want to use it for an upcoming project. You know, it's not really giving what I wanted to give, and I know paint was just like a cost-effective way to add that little bit of detail into the space. So I opted for the color Blackish from Claire. In my personal opinion, I feel as though it's a true black. Sometimes when you do black, you'll get a little bit of a blue, sometimes red, sometimes green. This is actually like a true black if you're not looking for any other colors to kind of peek through.
And so this is what I wanted for the space because there's going to be a window and a mirror. I knew it would play off really well. And so that's what I'm opting for.
So I thought it would be a really great idea just to offer some contrast into the space. So what I want you guys to look at is everything looks really great, but I thought it looked bland. So I want to take this and do the black paint. Of course, the mirror is going to go on the wall, and then I'm going to hang the piece of art here, and then everything's kind of go together. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm using clearest paint. I'll do the breakdown after.
You guys have seen me paint so many times, so I want to take this opportunity to discuss like Airbnbs and rentals and anything around hospitality. And so someone messaged me on Instagram and said they didn't think, when you're doing like an Airbnb, purchasing quality furniture was of any importance or even relevancy. And I have to disagree. Once you enter into the hospitality, you realize it's really, really big on sanitation simply because it's not a family that's going to be living within these properties. Who's going to be living in them week by week, day by day? You may have, of course, you're going to have different people staying within the space. So you need to be able to sanitize the materials. The materials need to be able to obtain like destruction, kids, foot, because people are not going to take care of your property the way you would take care of it because you don't live in the house. And so with my clients, I always try to advise them if they can, when it comes to seating, do leather. If they're going to do some sort of fabric, I would prefer like a performance fabric just because of transfer of skin. I feel like these are some of the things that people don't really think about 100% because how you protect the mattress, what happens in the bed, what happens in the bathroom, what happens on the sofa. And it's like, if you really start thinking about how you are when you go into a hotel or when you're with someone, then you start really kind of looking a little bit deeper into like hotels and Airbnbs and rentals in general, because now you're going to start to kind of like open your eyes to see like, oh, okay, the chair has fabric. Most of the large seating has leather because they have to be able to go in there with like bleach products and wipe things down. So I think taking care of the furniture that goes into these properties are probably even more important than what you're going to be sleeping on in your own home because you know how you operate. So you may be able to get, a $5 coat rack or something like that and mount it on the wall and it's perfectly fine. But then you may need something a bit more suitable when you are putting it in a rental because you don't want to come out every whatever trying to fix something. So this is actually my client's husband. He came by to check on things.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you?
I am great.
I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah, let me.
So let me ask you a question. Stand this way. How do you like the black so far?
It's nice. It's a good contrast.
It's a good contrast because it was looking so bland, and I didn't want to keep adding things to the wall to make it look so cluttered because the space is small. So I thought just doing this and then putting the mirror here would just create. Yeah, okay. But you're comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because the thing about it is because
I don't try to convince or even talk my clients into something that is out of their norm, especially when they're very particular about the colors that they wanted to implement into the space. And this client actually had a specific, like, I want this color, this. And so I was like, okay, no problem. And so I spoke to them and then they finally agreed. And basically what they said was, if they didn't love it, we can always paint it back. And I said yes, which is why I ended up painting the wall, is because I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. But you guys, it turned out so great. I mean, I absolutely love the color. Again, it's called blackish. And so it's not really giving another tone. It is black. But as you can see, You have the patio doors, which is a large opening. I think it's 78 wide. And then I'm going to be adding a mirror on that, which is also going to reflect this. So even though that color is there and it creates a bit of division, by doing the door in the mirror and kind of playing off, there's going to be more than enough light coming into this space where it won't feel dark or gloomy. So being within this dining area actually feels pretty warm and cozy. I've been back there twice already and it still feels really, really great. What I'm going to do now is pan the camera to different views. That way you guys can see the paint. Going back to what I originally said, even though the dark paint is on the wall, there's so much light coming in from the windows that you really don't even notice the color. It actually ends up being really cozy. I've gone into the apartment twice since recording this. So now there's TVs on the wall. I believe another 2 weeks the drapery is going to be getting installed within the space also. Just wanted to give you a really great look into the space because now to me, I feel like the paint helped to frame everything out and bring everything together. And so I did go into the apartment. Like I said, I've added pillows onto the sofa, some decorative pieces on the table, and I was gonna say it looks really, really great. I love that you can kind of break away from the living room to know that you're going into the dining, or even if you're coming from outdoor and you're coming in, that piece of art that's on the floor is currently hung. There's things hung in the entryway. So, like I said, it's always a really good idea to consider the furniture that's going in your home, even when you're renting, because this is when it becomes really, really important. It's a little bit of an expense in the beginning, but it does pay off. And then again, think about the hotel where you stay and what you would like to experience also.